Jenny says, on one hand, it was exciting and motivating to share knowledge in tiny bits. And then, step by step, the teaching started to include religious elements like consecration of yoga exercises, prayer, and so on. Marina, an ex-member. Netha seems to attract people who are somehow interested in spirituality and want to initiate their own. People who then wish to leave everything connected with it, they call it ordinary life. WebMode has obtained some internal study materials from the Natha organization. The lecture notes contain many kinds of advice about the yogic life. Natha tries to influence people on how students should treat their illnesses, how much they should weigh, and what they should eat. For example, Natha followers are encouraged to purify themselves by vomiting. Natha also teaches Tantra. Tantra is a religious philosophy that seeks permanent bliss or spiritual enlightenment. Tantra may include sexual practice. Johannes Suranta, spokesperson for the Natha school in Helsinki, says, Natha teaches classical Tantra, eroticism as a spiritual path, or how to use the creative. The energy of eroticism for spiritual growth, he emphasizes love as a prerequisite for practicing Tantra, as well as a certain goal to strengthen love. The Tantra course includes yoga and meditation exercises done in class and erotic exercises that are assigned as homework for couples to practice. Of course, this seems very safe, but it's all a facade. Natha includes closed groups such as Vira groups for men and groups like Shaktas for women. Doesn't this remind you of something already? One of the basic principles of Tantra is that through Shakta, a woman can discover her inner erotic goddess. Jenny was quite surprised by the videos shown to her in the Tantra class. She thought the women in the pictures looked very pornographic and heavily made up. With silicone breasts, she then said out loud that she doesn't think these kinds of images represent feminine divinity. The course teacher reacted with complete astonishment that she was presenting such criticism. The most devoted followers of Netha live in ashrams or spiritual communities. Children also live in these centers. Now they are showing a specific farm in northern Sialand. Known to many Finns, Danish yoga practitioner Kim Schmock bought this farm in the late 90s. In addition to Schmock and his partner, several members of Natha's ashram also moved here. I mean, I was helping, I was a part of it, so it seemed right at the time. Everything was fine, everyone was helping each other and so on. It was in good spirits. But 4 years ago, Schmock suddenly realized that something was wrong. It gets involved, you get more involved, and they control your whole life. Everyone has expectations. You have to do this, you have to do that, and suddenly you don't have time for your friends, you don't have time for your family. They take all the time. They are your future true family. And when you realize it's often too late. Kim Schmock wanted to separate from Netha. He tried to sell his farm, which had been turned into an ashram of the Natha school. The lawyer was sending them offers, but in the end he said no thanks, and instead they vacated the property, occupied another place, and said, that is our place. Schmock walks past the Skihavara property and points out the windows. This they broke. They broke in through the window when I was there alone.